Assalamu alaikum. I am Muhammad Shakilur Rahman, lecturer accounting, Department of Accounting, Haji Misir University College. Today I am going to discuss the course Business Communication and Report Writing. This course is designed for B.B.A honors second year. Our next question, feature of communication. Feature of communication. Communication is an ongoing process. Communication is an ongoing process. Information can be exchanged throughout the communication. The basic characteristics of feature of communication are as follows. 1. Information or message. Information or message. Information or message is the basic element of all type of communication. Communication take place of the transfer particular information message. Transfer of message. The main function of communication is to transfer the particular message or information to the sender. Third point, two or more person. Basically, communication is a two-way process. One person cannot make effective communication. At least two persons are required to complete the communication process. So, two or more person is one of the important feature of communication. And 4 is media. Media is another feature of communication. Without the media, we cannot make effective communication. Information can be transmitted. Via written, verbal and non-verbal media. So without the media, we cannot transmit our information. 5. Feedback. Communication expert think that the no feedback, no communication. That means if you send the message to the sender and sender do not feedback your message, that will not be effective communication. In fact, the communication circle it with the feedback. For the effective communication, there must be a feedback from the receiver. Feedback is another feature of communication. 6. Specific subject. Communication always made to satisfy a predetermined objective. That is another type of communication. There must be specific purpose. 7. Understanding. Communication must be included both the transfer and understanding of the message. Only transfer of message cannot be complete the communication process. To be effective and transfer message can be understood by the receiver. That means the sender send a message that must be understandable by the receiver. Barriers. There is no communication, there can be some of kind of barriers. In the real world, we can think of communication without barrier. In fact, we are to make a communication by overcoming of barrier. That means when we make a effective communication, we can face some problem that is called the barriers. Dynamic process. Communication is not a static process. Rather, it is a dynamic process which has different steps. Indispensable. Perhaps the most important feature of the communication is it is an indispensable part of human life or society. Without communication, it will be stated. That was the feature of communication. Now I am going to notate the feature of communication. 1 is information and message. 2 is transfer of the message. 3 is two or more parties. 4 is media. 5 is feedback. 6 is specific objective. 7 is understanding. 8 is barriers. 9 is dynamic, and 10 is indispensable. Our next question, business communication. Our next question, business communication. In age of modern life, in a modern business, we cannot pass a single moment without the communication. Communication is a business. For the business can be termed as a business communication. That means the communicate for the purpose of the business is called the business communication. In the another word, employee provide information to the manager for for decision making. Whatever fact is, organization can be moved or run without the communication. Professor Lessiker and Petit said that business communication is the ingredient that makes the organization possible. It is a vehicle soon without the basic manager function and get it out. And Rickles and Grow say that communication is a link. Communication is the link that is connected, that allow organization to the function of system, That means communication make a link one department to another department. Without the communication, we cannot make a effective workplace or effective business with internal and external. In the eye of the Brenner said that business communication is the expression channel receiving and interchanging of idea in commerce and industry. That is said the Brenner. Now we can say it in the conclusion, communication is the continuous process. Communication is the continuous process through which business related information, idea and opinion and transfer from the one party to another party. That is called the business communication. Objective, purpose or objective business communication. Now I am going to discuss the purpose and objective of business communication. Management of every business organization wants to achieve the organization goal. The main purpose of the business communication is to aid the management to achieve their organizational goal. Then another important purpose are stated that. Now I am going to details what is the purpose of business communication. What is the objective of business communication? One, to make a plan. Plan means to take a decision what will be done in the future. Plans mean take a decision what will be done future. Sound communication provide the essential information and data to plan effectively, to make a plan effectively. Second, to implement the plan. Plan can be implemented on the basic effective direction, motivation and control by management through the sound communication system. To formulate the policy. That means to make a policy for the organization or the business or company. Essential information collected from the various purpose of formulating proper policies. Management depend on the communication channel from the purpose. That means to make effective formulation policy, that we need to make a communication to the one department to another department. By using this, we can make a formulate the effective policy. 4. To help controlling. Employees are bounded to perform the duties and responsibilities in time and proper way to effective control of management. Effective communication system helps the management to establish the control of employee. That means effective communication helps to management to take a decision to control a organization, to motivate the employee. By making the effective communication to provide the information about the bonus extra production, and free medical facility that may be motivated to the employee of the organization. That is one of the another adjective of the business communication. To direct. Management often provide the necessary direction to the subordinate throughout the communication channel. The subordinate can perform their duties properly. So, to direct is another objective of communication. To train the employee. Essential professional training are given under the sound communication system to develop the effective of employee. To cooperation. Effective communication system ensure the mutual effective communication to ensure the mutual of cooperation. To create awareness. Effective communication system create awareness among the employee about and duties. To improve the relationship. Effective communication create the good relationship between the management and employee. Without effective communication, we cannot make a effective relation. To exchange the information. One of the another objective of business communication. Internal, external party exchange their information among each other through the communication system. To increase the productivity. Sound communication helps the management to increase the productivity. Sound communication helps the management to make a increased productivity. That means management provide the information to the employee about their target production. To know the target production, employee work hard and try to achieve the target production. To increase the sales. Management can increase the sales throughout the various media channel and communication. By the effective communication, particular parties such as the market and others department and new market sales can be increased by proper communication. To solve the problem. Proper communication helps solve the various problems such as recruitment, promotion and transfer and agency problem. That communication helps to solve such kind of problem. To manage the conflict. Another objective of communication is to manage the internal conflict. Conflict can be solved by the effective communication between the parties. Conflict can be made between the company or management or shareholder management or third party management or bank. So, effective communication make to solve the conflict. So, effective communication helps to solve the problem. So, now I am going to tell the point again. To make a plan, to implement the plan, to formulation policy, to help controlling, to motivate employees, to direct, to train the employee, to cooperate, to create awareness, to improve the relation, to exchange the information, to increase the productivity, to increase the sales, to solve problem and to manage the conflict. Thanks for watching my lecture and invite you to watch our next lecture.